Hello and welcome. They say innovation and infrastructure are two crucial elements of development, and who better to second this than former Infosys CFO and board member, now a venture capitalist and chairman of Aarin Capital, Mohandas Pai, who joins us for an exclusive interaction along with Rohith Bhat, founder, Wrkwrk, 99 Games, and Robosoft Technologies. Thank you both for joining us and thank you for your time. Mohandas Pai, of course, responding to entrepreneur Amrit Chinawa's post really on X, and he said, I quote your X post, Mangaluru is the next hotspot for innovation in India, great talent, very good quality of life, affordable housing, great schools, wonderful people, great food. Now unique workspaces to start off, 25,000 techies already, great beaches, resorts, etc., etc. Go for it. Mohandas Pai, as someone who describes himself as a Bangalorean at heart, then, right? For those wondering, is Mangaluru the answer to Bengaluru's infra concerns? Your thoughts?
Look, let's not compare Mangalore and Bangalore. They're two different things. Bangalore's problems are very unique. Let me give you some data so it'll be very clear. Bangalore population is about 1.3, 1.4 crore. Bangalore has 25 lakh techies, 67,000 IT companies, including 20,000 startups, 52 unicorns. It has about $130 billion of services exports, including $90 billion possibly of software exports. It has 200 million square feet of grade A office space, the largest in India, one of the top three in the world. It absorbs 15 to 20 million square feet of grade A office space every single year, hires about 150 to 200,000 techies every single year. California has only 1.5 million people in technology. Bangalore, the largest number of people in technology in absolute number as a percent of the population for any large city, a city of over 5 million anywhere in the world. So Bangalore's problems are very unique. The problems are very big because of misgovernance, lack of investment, lack of care by a government which just doesn't understand what makes that state tick, etc. Now, Mangalore is a very small city of 11, 12, 13 lakh people. I think Rohith can give you the data. There's 230 IT companies, 25,000 techies, maybe going to 30,000 this year. And now workspaces have come. Why did I make the tweet? I made the tweet because today we have very good connectivity between large cities. We have fast transportation. We have good road connectivity, even though the tunnel has to be built to Mangalore. We have flights, international airports. Many people want to go to smaller cities for developing software products, and to work as an alternate location to the bigger cities. They want a better quality of life. People are making a choice. Now, for people who make a choice, Mangalore is a great place. In fact, if you look at a tier 2 city anywhere in India, Mangalore will come right on top. It's the second most richest city in Karnataka. Bangalore has a per capita income possibly of $15,000. The government of Karnataka undercounts Bangalore. I got better data than them. And South Kendra, Bangalore will have possibly 5 lakh or 6 lakh rupees per head per person per year. So I think it's important to understand Mangalore has great schools, social infrastructure, great schools, is a big national education center, is a very good infrastructure, a good quality of life, a housing which is affordable with high quality. It has less traffic. It has many good restaurants, recreation, etc. And good for families and good for bringing up children. So I think it's a place where people can look at an alternative to start off their companies and grow their companies. And for the bigger companies in Bangalore and others, as an alternative, for example, Infosys went to Mangalore in 1994. There may be 4,500, 5,000 people there already. So they've been to all these tier 2 cities to offer their employees an alternate way. Mangalore did not grow all these years because of lack of local leadership. Now, Rohith Bhat and his other people have come and provided great local leadership, building the Mangalore brand and making sure they provide workspaces, they invite people, treat them, handhold them, and make them feel comfortable. And this is very, very good because unless local people provide leadership, things will not improve. And the state government has hardly done much over the last many years, beyond Bangalore move that has come with Candem, and that's good. But it's Rohith and his team that has made the essential difference. So I think that when people are looking at diversifying their place of work, Mangalore comes right on top and is really a very extraordinary city. You must visit the city to find out why it is. And most of all, the people are welcoming. It's a highly middle class city. The people are welcoming, people are very friendly, people are very eager, and there's a very good techie crowd which is sophisticated, state of the art, etc. There have been about 3 or 4 acquisitions in Mangalore in the recent past for fairly good amounts of money. And there have been leaders like Rohith who have stayed there, built their companies, sold their companies, who are now working in the public domain. So I think they're two different things. But when anybody is starting off new, who wants to start a product, who's got a team of people, try it in Mangalore and expand. And of course, the markets are bigger in Bangalore. You have to be in Bangalore. Then you have to be in Bombay and other places for the market. But service companies and others can have their alternate centers there and grow it like Infosys. Now, that is the role of cities like Mangalore. And across India, if you compare Coimbatore in Tamil Nadu, or you compare Jaipur in Rajasthan, or you compare Bhubaneswar, etc.,
we will talk about the fact that Mangaluru offers integrated connectivity, as you were just explaining, and a great quality of life, in your words as well. When with growth really comes the need to monitor congestion and maintain it all for any city, many believe. So how do you think urban infrastructure can keep pace with growth?
Look, let me tell you one thing. India does not know how to handle prosperity. It knows how to handle poverty. In poverty, you have the political class and the bureaucracy which lives in luxury. They have large bungalows, they have cars, big offices, stay in the heart of town, and they have a great quality of life. They go to the best schools, they're paid very well, and they're like the old feudal lords, right? When India becomes prosperous, with more people earning money, taxes going up, they're buying cars and houses, India does not know how to handle prosperity. With prosperity, you've got to develop infrastructure, you've got to think in advance, you've got to develop public transport, you've got to develop the metro system, you've got to do many, many things at an accelerated pace, which India is not used to. Because this country has been mired in a feudal culture for a very long period of time. And if you look at all the senior government bureaucrats all over India in every state, they're out of tune with what is happening at the edge. The kind of innovation, the kind of growth, the kind of things that are happening. It's only now that Mumbai built that underground metro after so many years. And then you had all these third-rate film stars jumping up and down saying that RA should not build that whole thing. Whereas metro is the biggest reason for reducing pollution in Mumbai. Because these people want to live in luxury, they don't want a good public transport for others, right? Public transport is critical for them. And Mumbai had this now tunnel, they've done very well. And Mumbai is a transformed city because they invested after so many years. India's growth has been held back because of lack of investment in Mumbai. Bangalore is suffering the result of its success. We're not built a metro. We just got 97 kilometers. 100 kilometers is under construction. Nobody knows when it's going to be completed because they keep shifting the dates. We have 6,000 buses where we need 15,000 buses. We have about 1.2 crore vehicles, 70 lakh two-wheelers, about 26, 27 lakh cars. We just bought 55,000 cars in September. This is a rich city. Let me give you some data about Karnataka because we should not compare Karnataka with any other state. Karnataka paid 2,34,000 crores as income tax, corporate tax in 23-24. Tamil Nadu 1,30,000 crores and Gujarat 95,000 crores. So much for the Gujarat model, right? Both Gujarat and Tamil Nadu paid less income tax and corporate tax than Karnataka, and the result has been Bangalore. It's Bangalore which has made the big difference. So it's the richest city in India with a per capita income of about $15,000, and it suffers from underinvestment and bad governance and high corruption. Now that is a very different thing. Mangalore is a very nice city. I'm sure Rohith will talk now and explain why he believes that Mangalore is the place to be for young people.
Right.
Yeah,
Well, of course. Yes. Well, of course. We will get to all your thoughts on that. But Rohit, Bhat, do you agree that at a time when reports are suggesting, look, many startups are considering leaving Bengaluru due to the pothole traffic and infra mess, is Bengaluru then emerging the biggest beneficiary?
yes, absolutely. We would love to be that city that people go to start their companies because like Mohandas said, Mangalore is a 15-minute city. You can get to anywhere within 15 minutes to the airport, to the beaches, to the hills, to the railway station. It's a 15-minute city, so there is barely any commute time, and that translates into a good quality of life. I wouldn't call it a work-life balance, but it's a great quality of life for people who are looking at focusing on their work, focusing on their startup, and building great stuff. And like any startup, all you need is you need your team, you need a good co-working space, you need a good startup community, which is what Mangalore has now. This community was not there a couple of years ago, but now there is a fantastic community of founders who have built companies, founders who have sold company. In fact, Mangalore is one of the few emerging cities in the country which has got more than $300 million exits, in the last 2-3 years. I don't know whether any other emerging hub has that track record, which shows that the people are entrepreneurial, the culture is entrepreneurial, and it's a great place for people to come and build stuff. And in terms of education, we already know 15,000 plus engineers every year, 40,000 plus graduates, every year, 7 medical colleges. I think it's more medical colleges than in Bangalore. So the place has almost everything, and historically it's always been an entrepreneurial place. So there is entrepreneurship in the blood, and we love people when they sit down and build and try to solve hard problems. And Mangalore is a great place to hunker down and build.
Right, Mohandas Pai, of course. What are the lessons and other cities can learn from Bengaluru? As someone saying that, look, India needs to know how to handle prosperity. Well, if I had to say, okay, what are your 3 tips for India then to handle prosperity? Your thoughts?
Look, we need to have an urban governance policy all across India, new laws. The 78th or 79th Amendment to the Constitution abolished the Jilla Parishad and the Panchayat, but ignored the urban areas. Mumbai has a full-time mayor. Calcutta had a full-time mayor. Ahmedabad had a full-time mayor. Bangalore, the mayor who changes every year. So we need a law that to have a full-time mayor in every city who is fully empowered with a list of things they can task. So they're accountable to the people and they have the powers. Second, we need to make sure that Government of India gives a grant to urban areas because they are the areas which give them money. So you see what has happened. Urban areas have been neglected in India for long because political power has been in rural areas for very long. Under the delimitation law passed in 2002, I think during the Vajpayee era, the seats in parliament were frozen on the census of 1991, at which time I think urban India was 26%. So rural India, which was 74%, got more seats, even though today urban India could be 45-50%. So urban India has not got political power. Now there's going to be a census. And in the census, we're going to have a drawdown of people, and we'll know how many are in urban areas, semi-urban areas, and seats are going to be redrawn. So political power will shift to the urban areas, and the political class will respond to this by improving investment and infrastructure in urban areas, because that's where political power comes. Politicians respond to the electorate. Today, India spends 9 lakh crores on subsidies to the so-called poor, 4 lakh in the center, 5 lakhs all across India. Karnataka spends 1 lakh crore. Our CM is very happy, saying I'm giving 60,000 crore of guarantees. Whose guarantees? Somebody's money. Karnataka is not the poor state. It's the richest state in India. What we need is investment in infrastructure, higher education and schooling. You'll be shocked to know that the dropout rate in class 11 and 12 is the highest in South India, in Karnataka. I'm going to write an article on it because data has been published. It really sucks. 64% of teachers, faculty positions are vacant in Karnataka colleges run by the government. And they've only got temporary teachers paying them very small amount of money. How can they improve quality of education in the knowledge economy? They don't understand because they all come from rural areas and they think political power is there. Give them subsidies, give them this, and then you do what you want and become corrupt, you're okay. Doesn't work anymore, right? With urban areas, citizens are going to be demanding. We have a very good, thick middle class layer here. So I think we got to do urban governance, put more investment. And third, we need more money for public transport. Urban areas are aggregation of human activity. Aggregation of human activity creates specialization. Specialization increases productivity and thereby higher income. But when there's aggregation of human activity, commute becomes important. We need to have huge public transport infrastructure across India. Metros are happening across India, but they're very slow. We need a buses network. India has a pathetic level of buses. We need at least 10 lakh EV buses all across India in the next 10 years. I've been talking to Minister Gadkari for that. I'm going to meet him and talk to him again about this, because we need urban transfer for people to know about at low cost. That's what creates a great city, makes people productive. And urban India is very, very productive. They pay the largest quantum of income tax and corporate tax, across India. And, you must read some news report that 70% of farmer children don't want to do farming. A person in farming gets 75 to 80,000 rupees a year as income. In industry, about 2,50,000, and service about 3,75,000 today in India. Please understand that we have got 45% of population in agriculture, which just cannot work for them. They'll never be able to improve that condition. We got about 30% in services and 25%, I think, in industry. We got to bring down the 45% to maybe 20% in the next 10 years. They have to move into industry, they have to move into services, for which we require urbanization. And the world is 55% urban today. China is about 65-70% urban. Developed countries are 85% urban. It's urbanization that has created wealth, that has created great cities and high quality jobs all across the world. And we have this stupid notion that India is a land of villages, which it was in 1947. It's not a land of villages anymore. I think more people live in urban areas than villages, and people don't want to live in villages. Young people are going away from villages. They don't want to live there because nothing happens there. So let's be very clear. All this romantic Gandhian pitch, we must forget and look at reality today. And that's why these reforms are important. And urbanization is the key for India's future and the way for the future. And now urbanization should be focused on smaller cities like Mangalore, which can give a high quality of life. We can't have everybody coming to a Bombay, Delhi, or Bangalore. We need to grow our tier 2 cities, invest in them, so they become magnets for all the people in surrounding areas, and they grow faster than the tier 2 cities, tier 1 cities, which are very crowded and very difficult to live in, have a bad quality of life. If you live in Delhi, your life expectancy comes down by 9 years because of pollution. You understand? So we have severe challenges, and that's why cities like Mangalore are to be invested in, are to be grown, are to be marketed.
Right. Battling a lot of challenges, reforms really the need of the hour, and of course, not just ideas, but really implementation across the country for development and, of course, for prosperity. Thank you both for this insightful interaction. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.